Hello and welcome to Herald TV News Bulletin with me, Charlene. Goa has seen a number of cases where FIRs have been filed despite the cases being cognizable offences. Why is the police not filing these cases? Are the police under political pressure? Does it have to do with dishonesty of individual officers? Is it money power influencing these decisions? Due to the soft state image, is Goa becoming a hub of crime? Watch this important edition of our debate show, Counterpoint on Herald TV and YouTube.
The action or inaction of the police could be because there is pressure from above them to act or not to act. The other reasons that could be there for this is in a given case, obviously the dishonesty of the officer concerned. I mean, he may be offered an incentive to act or not to act. So eventually that gives us the illusion or that he's acting only for the powerful.
Till such time, as I have said before, it is said that the superintendence of the police lies, as long as it is written, lies with the executive. These things are bound to happen. I mean, someone is going to exploit the situation. Right. And take it. You have to change that. Then you can ask the police, you are accountable, now you keep doing it. Correct. Otherwise, please address this at a level where it needs to be addressed.
I think Goa's policing troubles are sort of deep. Number one is, of course, there is money. And yes, the politicians are probably not even controlling the policemen. They are just the middlemen to do that. So you will never come to know who the orders are coming from, right? So that's one barrier that lasts. So I'm not sure anymore if politics is really running Goa or, for that matter, this nation. Secondly, like Bosco just said, Goa is a small state, but in the garb of being a small state, a lot of things happened here. And now a greater policing needs. That's why we are seeing Hyderabad police come here and do arrests. That is second biggest challenge. The police force has to be trained with the fact that no, it's no more about a small state. Because it was a small state, a lot of people came in here and it became a hub of crime, so to say. There were people who would do crimes in other state and they would find shelter in Goa. And this trend continues.
The police continues to support the government and the industry. The industry is itself the criminals, biggest criminals. Don't talk of the small minor criminal. The industry itself is a big criminal in different manners and in different fields. And that's where they need the police to protect their crimes. The government needs the police to protect their crime. So this police will never work for a common man.
Within this week, 2 roads have caved in the smart city Panjim, one at Santines and one at Tonka, endangering the lives of people. Both incidents saw trucks sinking into these roads. The first incident injured 4 labourers. Thankfully, there were no injuries when the second incident occurred. This goes to show that there are other hazardous spots in the city and danger looms over the citizens of Panjim.
CCP Mayor Rohit Monstrat said that the smart city officials have taken up the works and not the CCP. He stated that he has told the contractors to come up with a safety audit, as such incidents are not tolerable. He added that action against the contractor should be taken.
I told the commissioner to write a letter to Smart City, asking them to basically tell the contractors now to be careful with all of the work that they're doing. Yesterday also I had spoken to Smart City officials. We told them we need to do a safety audit of all of the contractors basically. Now this is the second incident that has happened in 1 week also. This is not acceptable. Now what they're doing is I think the Smart City should basically come up with some sort of guidelines to ensure that incidents like this does not happen. Like the distance away from the pits, all of those kind of things. The contractors have applied for road closure. And I remember, for example, Goa International, they had applied for road closure, they sealed the roads. Now a lot of the people actually are moving the barricades and everything also and are travelling on the roads thinking that the roads are complete. So we are encouraging people, the roads are closed, not to use them. Now that yesterday's thing, that is the only access to the STP. We do not actually have a choice. All the other accesses are too narrow. Now we will actually, I think it's high time action should be taken against these contractors who are not complying. So we will have a meeting with the Smart City officials sometime next week and ask them to come up with course of action. See, the reason I am getting involved now is because the Panjim people are facing difficulty. It is not the job of the mayor now to initiate action against all of these contractors. Now, smart city officials should do what is required now to make sure these incidents do not happen again. So next week we will have a meeting with the smart city officials and we'll form some sort of guidelines and we will tell the contractors that this cannot happen again, and if it does, let them initiate whatever action is necessary.
Devendra Kankar for Herald TV.
Is the advisory of the Japanese consulate to its citizens to be careful while visiting Anjuna a slap in the face of tourism in Goa? Is Goa's northern coastal tourist belt become a place for increased criminal activity? What does Goa police or government have to do to make Goa a safe destination? Listen to this special story.
Basically, it is not good news for Goa. We know Japanese are very disciplined people and they will not utter if there is something not happened. So we have to believe them. Goa government has to intervene immediately and ask for more detail from the consulate, exactly what has happened and why they have issued this advisory. Secondly, we cannot take such incident lightly. Earlier we had similar incident where US had removed the advisory because of MPT issue. I think we are going somewhere, something is going wrong and government needs to act tough. It's not only acting tough, but there has to be a proper policing. Whenever complaint comes, it has to be act and it has to be put in public domain that this is what action was taken. And I believe the Goa police has all the capabilities and the ability to do this. If you see, recent the murder case was there, that's resolved in less than 24 hours. So basically, it is I will require that there is require a political will to address these challenges. Secondly, what we are also government already has said that there will be tourist police which are there. They are going to have a batch of 200 plus. I think that has to be done on immediate basis, which is more friendly and more sensitive towards the tourism.
Is Goa's northern coastal tourist belt become a place for increased criminal activity?
Most of us Goans are very good people, but naive to the fact that Goa is a sin tourist destination of India and was always a hideout for criminals.
What does Goa police or the government have to do to make Goa a safe tourist destination?
To make Goa a safe tourist destination, I dare to say, legalize illegal activities and increase sentinels to police the police, as most of them are bribed to support criminal activities.
It was the duty of the police to investigate or maybe get in touch with the Japanese embassy and find out what is the reason, and we need to take action before this travel advisory deters foreigners from coming to the north or to Goa. The police sometimes have their hands tied because of political interference, and it's time the police takes strict action, start patrolling the beaches, especially in the late evenings, and do something about it. We must investigate into this allegation made by the Japanese embassy, and we cannot just brush it under the carpet.
The advisory issued by the Japanese Consulate General is really alarming. I hope the government takes note of the same, because as we notice, there is a rise in the crime rate on the coastal belt. So unless the government takes some safeguards like keeping police watch, maybe lady and female and male constables, just to keep an eye till the situation comes under control, only then the tourists will feel safe to come back on our coastal belt and enjoy the scenery. I hope the government really takes a strong stand on this. Thank you.
Arun Gowde for Herald TV.
The Panjim Carnival Parade is to be held on February 18th. The parade will be flagged off at 3 p.m. below Mandui Bridge. The floats will be held in 6 categories. Festivities at Samba Square will be held for 4 days from 18 to 21st Feb. The music will be shut by 10 p.m. On the last day, however, the music will go on till midnight, and Remo Fernandez will be the main attraction at the Samba Square.
So there are the way we've broken up the float thing is basically There will be 6 categories of floors. There will be a traditional category, that's around 30. Club and institution will be 30, sponsor will be 40 crores, family category will be 6, family and junta would be 2, and junta would be 4. Now, Samaswar also is an important part of this whole thing. Now, during this event, we managed to get Remo. He will be one of our main acts in this Samaswar. So, in addition to that, also there will be other activities for children, for families, and as per the normal. This year also we have decided to support 2 initiatives at the People's Carnivals basically that have been held in Sathaway and Bhadra. So this is where the citizens of those areas have basically gotten together. They are organizing their own small little carnival thing amongst themselves, and the CCP will lend them financial support. So I'd like to end this by saying that I would like people to come for this event in large numbers to make sure that this is a massive.
Devendra Kankar for Herald TV.
The Banali village panchayat on Friday discussed an action plan to file a petition in the court with their demand for the western bypass in Banali to be built on stilts. At the end of the nearly hour-long discussion, it was decided to also have a plan B in place. Plan B is if the first plan with the advocate meets an obstacle, they at least have the draft petition prepared, which they can ask another lawyer to file in the court.
And everybody has accepted it.
Can you just repeat it, please?
Advocate आमकां 1 week time मागिला matter study करपाक. So तेगे हें जालें म्हणटा तो आमकां समजलो आनी आमी मागीर तेजेर decide करतले.
Aditya Bidway for Herald TV.
Tikarpal Sports Club moved into finals of the Girdoli Panchayat Cup by defeating Wilred Leisure SC 5-4 via tiebreaker. The match was organised by the Girdoli Club at Chandor Church Complex Ground on Friday.
Tikarpal Sports Club entered the Girdoli Panchayat Cup finals by defeating Wilred Leisure. The match started with Tikarpal Sports Club dominating proceedings, but a resolute defence of Wilred, led by Freddie Hilera, kept the Tikarpal strikers at bay. Matt Borges of Tikarpal sprayed passes to his forwards at will, but they seemed to have forgotten their scoring boots at home, Aaron Figueredo being the culprit on several occasions. In the 20th minute, a powerful free kick by William Niaso of Tikarpal missed the target narrowly. Changing over, Wilred came in with fresh ideas and making dangerous moves in the opposition area. Veteran striker Milagros Fernandez squandered a few scoring opportunities, one of them being a one-on-one with a rival, but he shot wide. The introduction of Agnello Palazzo made a difference for Tikarpal with a couple of his thunderbolt shots, missing the target narrowly. As both teams could not score any goals in regulation time, the match was decided via a tiebreaker. For Tikarpal SC, Wellington, Agnello, Myron, William and Jordan were on target, while for Wilred Leisure, Myron, Freddie and Milagros were on target with Amar and Kazi missing. Matt Borges was awarded the man of the match in Arona for Herald TV.
Activists have lashed out at the arrival of the first ore train of Vedanta, which arrived in Goa from Karnataka for shipping the ore to Mormugaon port. They reiterated that these activities are of no benefit to the state and Goans. Goa remains only a passage or corridor for the benefit of private players, is what people's organizations have repeatedly said. Listen to what activists have to say about the arrival of first iron ore laden train of mining giant Vedanta at MPA.
I am given to understand that the first consignment of iron ore from Karnataka has arrived at the Mormugaon port. Okay. Now, this iron ore will be unloaded, okay, and then transported by train in the rakes to various states or wherever it is needed. Now, this activity is bound to cause pollution. Iron ore will definitely pollute the various water bodies. Okay. Now, my question is, when Karnataka has got so many ports, I am aware that Karnataka has got 12 minor ports and 1 major port, the new Mangalore port. Why can't this activity be carried out at these ports and our dot-sized state of Goa, be, protected against pollution. Why are we bent on polluting Goa? Okay? I am saying Goa is so tiny. If you compare Goa to Karnataka, I think Karnataka is about 56 times bigger than Goa. There is larger scope for it to contain this pollution. So why is everybody bent on polluting our tiny state, okay, at the cost of people's health? Why can't this activity be carried out? I would like to ask the government of the day, why are we not being protective about our tiny state?
Very, very disturbing reports that we have received since yesterday that iron ore from Karnataka is going to be transported and is being transported to Goa via the railroad. The local villages here in all along this coastal belt are suffering on account of the coal pollution caused by the transportation of coal on the existing single tracks. And now here comes the news that iron ore from Karnataka is going to be transported on the same tracks through our villages. Now, do our villagers don't have a right for a peaceful sleep after a whole day's work either at school, colleges, or wherever they are employed? Don't they have the the fundamental rights? That we have the coal trains passing with blaring their horns at breakneck speed through our villages. And now, in addition to that, we'll have the rakes loaded with iron ore from Karnataka. Why is it that the MPA not exploring the possibility of having finished products like pharmaceutical products which are currently being exported from Nava Seva in Mumbai? Why are these finished products not transported from the MPA? This is a big question mark.
Vedanta ओर MPN अनलोड जाला हेजेर क्लियर जालेलें आसा की MPA आनी गोंयचें सरकार गोंयच्या लोकांक कशें पिश्यांक काडटा तें सिद्ध जालेलें आसा. आयज विदांतांचो ओर जिंदालाचे बताचेर कसो अनलोड जालो. जिंदालाची बत पळय आसा ती कोल हँडलिंगाक आसा. एका कोणेन परमिशन दिलें ओर अनलोड करपाक? पोल्युशन बोर्डान दिलां या सेंट्रल बोर्डान दिलां या कोणेन दिलां? ओर हँडलिंग पळय जातालें तें बत नंबर 8, 9 आनी बाज बत. तो बत आयज डिसमेंटल जाला. हेच्या पयलीं जे पब्लीक हियरींग जाल्लें सेजान इन द नेम ऑफ सेजा एमपीटीन पब्लीक हियरींग घेतलेलें की सांगलेलें की हे बत पळय आसा तो ओवर हँडलिंग आसा. पूण आतां सेजान तो पत्ते घेतलें विड्रॉ केलेलें आसा की ते कडेन जायना म्हणून. म्हूण हें आयज सगळें बत पळय आसा MPN हें फकत कोल हँडलिंग आसा. आनी गोंयचो सरकार आनी MPA हे लोकांक पिश्यांक काडटा की सांगता की आपण आतां ओवर हँडलिंग करतले, स्टील हाडटले एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. हें फकत दाखोवपाक सोदता की हिंगा बिसायड्स कोल आनी खंयचो धंदो जातलो. हें चुकीचें आसा. हो MPA फ्रॉम MPT टू MPA जाला फकत अदानीक लागून. अदानीचो कोल, अदानीचो ट्रेन, अदानीचे ट्रॅक, अदानी सगळे अदानी जालेलो, पोर्ट अदानी जालेलो आसा. सो हे लोकांक पिश्यांक काडचें न्हू म्हणून हांव मागता. आनी जोरी MPA समजता की आमचे गोंयचे लोक पिशे आसा आनी ओगी रावतले म्हणून हें चुकीचें आसा. वी वील नॉट अलाव एनी एक्सपान्शन प्लॅन्स इन MPA if at the time of public hearing thousands of people have come to object the expansion plan. We will see that thousands of people will come and stop any expansion plans in MP.
Prakash Karekar for Herald TV.
Karnataka has ignored the Goa Wildlife Warden's show cause notice for violating Wildlife Act in the context of diversion of River Made. Karnataka was asked to show cause why action should not be initiated against it for violation of Section 29 of the Wildlife Protection Act. The Forest Department will initiate action against Karnataka under the Wildlife Protection Act if Karnataka fails to reply.
Goa's Chief Wildlife Warden Saurabh Kumar has confirmed that the Karnataka government has failed to reply to the show cause notice issued by the Goa Forest Department on the proposed Kalsa-Bandura irrigation project in violation of Section 29 of the Wildlife Protection Act. No water from the said Kalsa and Bandura's rivulets flowing into Madai Wildlife Sanctuary can be diverted In view of Section 29 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, the notice read. Kumar had on January 9th issued a notice under the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 diverting the Managing Director of Karnataka Niravari Nigam Limited, Bengaluru, to stop any activity of diverting, stopping, reducing the flow of the Kalsa rivulet and the Bandura rivulet, including the construction of any dam, bandara, canal, or any other structure, project, etc., which can be used for such diversion of the flow of water from the Madai Wildlife Sanctuary. Karnataka was asked to reply within 30 days as to why action should not be initiated for violation of Section 29 of the Wildlife Protection Act. To date, we have not received any reply, Kumar told Herald TV. The State Forest Department in its notice had pointed out that the Kalsa and Bandura rivulets flow through and within the Madai Wildlife Sanctuary, and the water from Kalsa rivulet is one of the prime sources for sanctuary and the wildlife existing therein, also the flora and fauna. Under Section 29 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, there is a complete prohibition to divert any flow of water into or outside the sanctuary from any wildlife sanctuary except under or in accordance with the permission granted by the Chief Wildlife Warden, as per the due procedure prescribed, and that too only for the benefit and purpose necessary for the improvement and better management of the wildlife sanctuary and the wildlife therein. As per the notice, the Forest Department will initiate action under the Act. In case of failure to reply, we will act as per the law, the Chief Wildlife Warden said. Bureau Report, Herald TV.
The High Court of Bombay at Goa has issued notices to the Goa Assembly Speaker Ramesh Tawardkar and the 8 defected MLAs on the petition filed by former GPCC President Girish Chidhankar. He had pleaded that the court direct the Speaker to decide the disqualification petition against the 8 Congress MLAs who crossed over to the BJP within 90 days. The High Court has given a time of 2 weeks to the respondents in this case to reply to its notice.
8 members of the Legislative Assembly of the Indian National Congress in Goa had joined the BJP on 14 September 2022 unconditionally. The 8 MLAs were Digambar Kamath, Michael Lobo, Delilah Lobo, Rajesh Faldesai, Kedar Naik, Sankalp Amonkar, Alessio Siqueira and Rudolph Fernandez. Bureau Report, Herald TV.
Garbage dumped indiscriminately in the illegally dug up pits close to the riverfront at Lokotsav festival venue next to Kala Academy were fully covered with mud on Thursday, even before Corporation of the City of Panaji officials could reach the site for inspection. 120-liter tin and few cartons were removed, but the garbage was not entirely removed from the pits before being covered, which were illegally dug up to primarily discharge water from the portable bathrooms.
A senior official at the CCP informed that the civic body has imposed fine on the Directorate of Art and Culture for the last 3 consecutive days of the festival, which concluded on Wednesday, for failing to segregate waste and litter in and around the festival venue. The total amount imposed is just Rs 4,500.
Find anyone, sir. We find anyone. We are not letting them move their stuff also. We find the organizer also. We're telling him we have told all my stuff not to remove that thing only. So let them put their people, segregate everything, like how it's written in the agreement, and then we'll clear it. Until then, we are ready.
Sagun Gaude for Herald TV.
That's all we have in today's news bulletin. Thanks for watching Herald TV News. For more news alerts, please follow us on Heraldo on Facebook and Twitter. Take care and goodbye.